Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this question gives us the function 25 minus x squared raised to the 0.5 power. Now, what you need to remember back from previous course, 1033 or wherever you came to me from, raising something to the 1/2 power is the same as taking the square root of it. That's the definition of a fractional exponent. So when you have the 1/2 power, that means you're taking the square root of it. If you raise something to the 1/3 power, you would be taking the cube root of it, and so on. So let's graph this function on our calculator. The square root of 25 minus x squared. So y equals, let's turn it on, it went to sleep. Okay, I'm going to hit y equals and clear out what I have in there right now. Now remember, always zoom 6 to get a standard window, okay? And now y equals the square root of, so I hit second function x squared key, that gives me square root and a left paren. I type in 25, the gray minus, you with me? I type in x caret 2 for x squared. I'm going to type in the right paren to close it. So what I just typed in is the square root of 25 minus x squared. And I'm going to push graph. And what I have is a picture that looks like this. Now when I say like this, what I'm really seeing is a semicircle. Now the weird part is you can't really tell whether it's touching the x-axis at 5 and -5. The calculator's kind of hazy there, okay? But if I go to my table, second function table, I definitely see that 5, 0 is a point, and if I scroll this way, I see that -5, 0 is also a point on my graph. Notice that you get a bunch of errors. Well, you start getting errors when you go past 5 or -5 in the outward directions because you're ending up getting answers that aren't real numbers. But the reason I showed you table was to show you that this graph does include the ordered pair 5, 0 and it includes -5, 0. So if I come to my paper and I recreate this graph, 5, 0 is a point on the graph, 0, 5 is a point on the graph, and -5, 0 is a point on the graph, and this graph is simply this semicircle. Okay? It doesn't have arrows going on forever, okay? So this is just a tick mark. This doesn't mean it goes on. It stops right here. It stops on the x-axis. It stops up there on the y-axis. Remember how to find domain. Okay? To find domain, you scan from left to right. My left x value is -5. I scan all the way over to +5. So I go from -5 to +5, and they are included because my graph touches at -5 and it touches at +5. Remember how to find range. I scan from bottom to top. The bottom of this graph is sitting right here. That is where the y value is 0, right? At these 2 points, which is the bottom of the graph, my y value is 0. As I scan up, I move my pencil up, my top y value is 5. So my range goes from 0 to 5. And it's included, you put brackets because 0 is an answer and 5 is an answer, and the 0, 5 means and everything in between. So, we're done.